So yesterday, my beautiful, talented, and incredibly helpful wife sent me a message because she had seen an interesting for sale post in one of our local social media apps. And it was a person who said they had a bunch of Star Trek stuff and they were asking $25 for it. So I sent them a message, we went back and forth a few times, and I ended up going over there late last night, well after dark, and came home with a big box of stuff, and it was dark. I don't really know what's in the box, and so we're going to go through it right now and open it up. This is the box. It's a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to put this over to the side and we're just going to go through it and see what we got. Okay, let's see. First thing, right off the top, we've got a Captain Kirk in his environmental suit from the Tholian web, which is a really great episode of the original series. And I don't think I've ever seen this action figure before. The person I got the box from mentioned that all of these items were owned by his uncle, who had passed away. His uncle was a passionate science fiction fan and had put together a pretty significant collection of Star Wars memorabilia and some Star Trek stuff. And the person I was speaking with decided to keep all the Star Wars stuff since he's a big Star Wars fan. And he just wanted to make sure that his Star Trek stuff, or his uncle's Star Trek stuff, didn't end up on eBay. He wanted it to go to a fan, and that's me. So here we go. So we've got Captain Kirk in his environmental suit, and it's still sealed up in the packaging, which is really dusty. I'm not sure how clearly that's coming through in the video here, but super dusty. So as I often do when I'm picking up vintage stuff, I've got alcohol and a cleaning cloth here, so I'm just going to give this a quick wipe down, see if we can get a better look at Captain Kirk in his super cool environmental suit. Man, that is just awesome. That is so cool. Alright, one down. Let's see, what else we got here? Next up, we've got Star Trek 30 Years, so that tells us roughly how old this is, and it's a keepsake ornament of the Enterprise 1701. No bloody A, B, C, or D. And yeah, it's star dated 1996. I guess we know exactly when Hallmark cranked this thing out. That is really nice. Oh, and we can hear the voice of Captain Kirk, which is pretty high-tech stuff in 1996. Awesome. Cannot wait to hang this on the tree this year. See. Next we have, oh, very cool. It's Lieutenant Hikaru Sulu in his Star Trek The Motion Picture uniform. So it's the sort of beige pajama look that was used for the motion picture, not the later red, more naval style uniforms that we saw in Wrath of Khan and all of the original series movies after that. But man, that is really nice. Super dusty, but very cool to see that. We see George Takei on his promotional card, and man, that's great. I love the colors on these old Playmates action figure packages. They just look great. Really bright colors. Alright, what's next? Looks like another action figure. Oh, sweet. It's Commander Spock, also in his Star Trek The Motion Picture uniform. So we've got him in his gray space pajamas. And yeah, man, this is, I mean, I've only cleaned off 3 items, and the amount of dust on this microfiber cloth is kind of crazy. But thankfully none of them smell bad, which is always nice, especially with items that have been hanging out for a while. I've collected a lot of vintage electronics that were in good shape physically but smelled horrible, so glad that's not the case here. These should clean up pretty nicely with a little bit more elbow grease. Ooh, I'm just blindly reaching into the mystery box here. What do we got? We got, oh, this is awesome. It's the Star Trek Generations Micro Machine set with the teeny tiny little starships. And it looks like we've got the, that's got to be the USS Enterprise B, the one that Captain Kirk met his untimely-ish end on when he got sucked into the Nexus. We've got a Klingon Bird of Prey, and the Big D, 1701D. And the Enterprise saucer module detaches, which is great, because that's Very important when you're playing with your tiny, tiny Micro Machine starships. That's great. I have several sets of these Micro Machines taped up on the door of my little closet office, but I don't have this one, so this is going to get a nice spot of honor on there. Ooh, I don't want to damage the plastic wiping it too hard, but man, that is filthy. So I will have to do a better cleaning job on this later on. Alright, another blind reach into the box. Let's hope there's something here. This is a white box. It doesn't really have a whole lot on it, just an inventory tag. It says Stir Turk Pencil Cup. I guess they just did not have enough room for vowels on that. Let's see what's in here. What could it be? I should open it on this camera. Let's see. We've got a little tag. Star Trek The Next Generation. We hereby certify that this Star Trek The Next Generation pencil cup is one of a limited first edition of 9,000 pieces created exclusively by Applause under license from Paramount Pictures. Except no fake pencil cups, people. And, oh, dang, that's actually pretty cool. It is exactly as promised. It's a pencil cup, and it has a tiny, sort of bronze-colored Enterprise 1701D, next-gen style, flying around. I guess it's meant to sort of evoke an orbiting starship circling your pencils? I don't know. It's an odd item. I'm not quite sure what the idea was here. It's got a very forlorn-looking dead spider inside, which would explain the cobwebs. But, cool. Well, I guess I have one of only 9,000 of these. I'm sure it's a thriving market for Star Trek pencil cups. But hey, you never know. Maybe there is. Star Trek people like me tend to be a little crazy about collectibles. So that, my friends, is the Star Trek pencil cup. I'm never going to get tired of saying that. Alright. Let's see. What else we got here? Going blind again. Not looking, not looking. Ooh. Whatever this is heavy. Oh, cool. Oh, very cool. This appears... Oh, yeah. It even says it on the back. This is a limited edition plate featuring the original Enterprise pre-refit Constitution class. And as with everything else here, it's really, really dusty. It's almost hard to even make out what it is. Let me give this a quick wipe down with the spray bottle here. Thank goodness for microfiber cloths. I don't want to go too hard on this and break the glass. It's going to probably need a much more careful cleaning later on, but maybe that lets us take a slightly better look. Man, that is so gross. It's just even hard to see through it. It's so grungy. But nevertheless, that is a really, really nice painted plate featuring the Enterprise in a pretty heavy-duty collector's case here. And on the back, let me switch camera angles here. On the back there's quite a bit of information. It says, Willits Designs and Paramount Pictures present Voyage of the Starship Enterprise, first limited edition Starship data, and then a whole paragraph of information about the Enterprise, 1993 edition, first in a series of 3, number 8153 in a limited edition of 9500, so near the end of its run. And then it tells us, rare pigment used for color fidelity may be toxic if ingested, not for food use. So it's a plate, but not a dinner plate. But still, that is really nice. It's heavy. Surprised how heavy that is. Let's set that there. Alright, we'll keep going. Not looking, not looking. All right, another heavy item. Oh boy, what do we got here? It's the Star Trek Emissary gift set. And it tells me on the back that this includes... Oh, it's the ultimate Star Trek experience. It looks like it's 4 different multimedia packages inside. Maybe. It's actually sort of unclear what's in here. It says it's the Star Trek Next Generation Interactive Technical Manual. I remember that. It's a CD-ROM with lots of, like, essentially GIFs, like moving little video clips and text data about Star Trek stuff. And this also has the game Star Trek Deep Space Nine Harbinger, the Holosuite missions. That's awesome. And then we've got a VHS tape featuring the pilot of Deep Space Nine, titled Emissary, which I guess makes sense given that this is the Emissary gift set. And then lastly, we've got the audiobook Conversational Klingon on audio cassette. Oh no, audio CD, my bad. So we've got a VHS cassette and the Conversational Klingon CDs. Wonderful. that's really great. And it's still sealed. It's all shrink wrapped, like everything else here so far. Really cool. Alright, what do we got next? We've got the Star Trek Omnipedia. Your guess is as good as mine what an Omnipedia is. It's the comprehensive voice-activated electronic database to the Star Trek universe. Created and initiated with late 20th century technology, this expandable reference work is the desktop point of entry into the Federation's LCARS, Library Computer Access and Retrieval System. Wow! That's really cool. And it lets us know in fine print on the bottom that there will be future updates to this content. And so as long as you send in your registration card, you'll get those updates for free. So I just have to hope that Simon & Schuster will honor that registration card 25-ish years after it came out. Yeah, this is great. It was designed for Windows 95, which is my main operating system these days. So that's wonderful. All right. Keep rolling. Let's see. Oh, there's something without a package. Oh no. It is a much larger Captain Kirk action figure. Let's see. If I get my face out of the way, the camera might focus on Kirk's face. Hello! I'm Captain Kirk. Man, I'm guessing that's like maybe 8 inches high, give or take. Let's see. There's Captain Kirk. He is very dusty. But he is in his maroon Wrath of Khans and Onward uniform, so he looks pretty great. He looks like he'll stand up. Let's see. He might stand up with a little bit of coaxing. Yeah, anyways, that's pretty neat. I'm not going to wipe him down with the alcohol because it might strip the paint off of his uniform. Probably do something a little gentler than alcohol. Alright, another blind reach into the box. What do we got here? Feels like a plastic package. Oh, sweet. It's more Micro Machines, which is always good and always welcome. So in this case, it looks like we've got a lot of dust and grime again. It's hard to even make out. Like if you look on this angle here, it's so grimy on top. It's almost turned opaque from how much dust and grime is on here. Let's give it a quick wipe. Alright, so we've got looks like the USS Enterprise B from yesterday's Enterprise. No, not B, C, my bad. And then a Borg Cube and a Ferengi Marauder class ship. So, nice little Micro Machine set. I really love these ships. They look so cool on display, just in the package hanging on a wall. They look great. So, I will have to put a little bit more effort into cleaning these packages, but yeah, so far so good. Alright, what else we got? Oh, it's an interesting sound. Let's see, we've got another Micro Machine, but this time it's just a solo. It's just the Enterprise. It's the original Constitution class Enterprise, and it's a single ship in a tiny little package. That's interesting. I don't remember them coming like this. I only remember them coming in the 3-packs or the really big set that had all the ships included. I don't think I've seen one quite like this before. That's really cool. Looks great. Very cool. Alright, what do we got here? Something in a red box. Ah, very nice. It's the Captain James T. Kirk Christmas ornament, which will hang right next to the Starship Enterprise Christmas ornament that has his voice digitally imprinted in it. So that's really nice. He's sitting in his captain's chair, thinking deep thoughts, maybe coming up with a Corbomite maneuver, or thinking about Vina, or thinking about, I don't know, how he's going to get out of his next court-martial for forgetting the Prime Directive exists. Who knows? He's got lots to think about. What else here? Oh, neat. Well, this is filthy, and there's like crusty tape hanging off of it. But this is a Star Trek Communicator style 3D sliding puzzle, where we get, it's like one of those little puzzles where there's an empty square and you slide the pieces around to fill in the square. And as with everything else, it's super, super dirty and dusty and grimy, but hopefully with a little bit of elbow grease it'll clean up well enough to be a display item again. Looks really cool. And like a lot of this stuff, it's dated right into the mid-90s. Dated copyright 1995, so I'm starting to see a trend. Most of these items date from the mid to early 1990s, early to mid, so that must be around the time period that the uncle of the guy I met last night was picking these items up and collecting them. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, this feels weird. A bunch of loose papers or something here. What do we got? Some stuff in Ziploc bags. Oh, okay. We have a TV guide, the February 17th to 23rd issue of TV Guide from 1996. And it's featuring Captain Janeway and Q from Star Trek Voyager, the episode when Q showed up and made an incredibly uncomfortable pass at Janeway, which thankfully she rejected outright. And unlike anything else in this set so far, this has been put into a very yellowed looking Ziploc bag, so the issue of TV Guide itself is held up really nicely, so that's cool. What else do we got here? We've got, oh, I didn't know what this was when I pulled it out of the box. It's called, it's a gift, it's a card, it's a stand me up. And it's a whole set of little, I guess, cardboard or metallic standees that you can stand up and or use as a, I guess, a birthday card or Christmas card, something like that. So obviously this is the cast of the Next Generation in their later season uniforms. We've got the original series crew in the package sideways for unknown reasons. And we've got, oh look, another original series crew, just like the last one. Man, I don't know what's up. There's something funny about Captain Kirk's face in these stand-ups. He looks a little, ooh, I don't know. Maybe it's just awkward the way they cut it out of the background. He looks a little pudgy, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, and then we've got another next-gen stand-up set. And then we've got some Star Trek gift bags. Wow, yeah. These date back to 1993. So I guess somebody who was doing some Christmas shopping or birthday shopping for Star Trek stuff in 1993 could have put their stand-ups in a gift bag and had everything they needed to make somebody's day. Okay, there's still more stuff here. We've got Star Trek wrap-ups to go with the stand-ups. And this is 2 sheets of Star Trek themed wrapping paper. Perfect for wrapping your gifts in 1993. Boy, that's really something. Alright, what else do we got here? Oh, here's one of the stand-ups that's been taken out of the package. So we can see it's literally just a pressed cardboard photograph of the original series crew, but with a flap on the back so you can sort of turn it into a stand-up. It feels real brittle, and I don't want to move that because I think it'll just snap off if I do, so I'm going to leave that just as it is. Let's see, what's this? We've got some kind of novelty item. It's wrapped in cellophane, and it's got a picture of Spock, and he's saying, "I must be hard of hearing." I can't quite make out what this is, because on the back of it, it looks like there might... Oh my god, I know what this is. Oh geez. The front of it says Spock, or front of it features Spock saying, "I must be hard of hearing," and on the back are cardboard Vulcan ears that you can punch out of the paper and then I guess attach to the side of your head. I guess that was a thing. Cool. There's more paper items in here. Just pull these out. Feels like magazines, maybe. What do we got? The Star Trek Communicator Fan Club exclusive. So this looks to be a catalog or a fan club magazine, maybe? It's not very thick. It's only got like maybe 20 or so pages, roughly. Yeah, it's a catalog of all kinds of really interesting and or chintzy looking Star Trek themed gifts and memorabilia and stuff like that. There's quite a few items in here. I might do a scan of this and upload it to the Internet Archive if it's not already there. But that's pretty cool. And then we've got a book. Star Trek, The Worlds of the Federation. Nice. That's really cool. I love that artwork. Got a Gorn, Klingons, Andorians, Tellarites, Vulcans, Ferengi. So this looks like it spans the original series time frame and the next gen time frame. Right on. And then we've got another book, Star Trek Chronology, The History of the Future. I remember this book. I had this book when I was a kid. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a gigantic printed timeline that basically sketches out in rough terms when everything happened in Star Trek, chronologically speaking. Oh, this is interesting. Somebody's gone through and penciled in different dates next to every entry in this book. Some of them have been erased, though. I wonder if the original owner of this stuff had decided that the chronology was wrong as presented in the book. Because it looks like he's subtracting 30 years from every entry. How strange. I wonder what that... It's a mystery. I really wonder what they were doing with that. I'll have to go through the book and try to see if I can figure out why they subtracted 30 years from every entry in the book. That's very weird. Cool. Okay. Let's see. More paper items. Or at least flat items. We've got... Oh, great. More of the wrapping paper. Awesome. Man, I'm running out of counter space now. We've got... Got a plastic bag stamped IBM, but I don't see anything relating to IBM on it. Oh, okay, yeah. So we've got a loose version of the I Must Be Hard of Hearing Mr. Spock thing with the removable ears. Oh, I get it now. Okay. It's a birthday card. Or just a general greeting card, I guess. The front says I must be hard of hearing, and then when you open it up, I haven't heard from you lately. And then you can pop out the Vulcan ears, which are perforated. So I guess you can stick them on your own head. Which is cool? Question mark? Let's see. We've got another greeting card. This is your captain speaking. And when we open it up, he says, have a far out birthday. And everything inside is sort of perforated, so you can turn this into sort of a Captain Kirk papercraft? Pretty cool. This doesn't have a date on it, or does it? Oh, it does. It's dated 1976. This is 20 years older than most of the other stuff in this set, and it was never punched out. That's really cool. Wow. That is super cool. And that means this predates the motion picture, right? So this is Star Trek memorabilia from before the movie series even started, but after the original series had gone off the air. That's really neat. Wow, that's awesome. Definitely the oldest item in the set so far. What else we got here? We've got a newspaper insert from December 1996. Star Trek scratchers will beam you up. Nice. And we've got some books. What do we got here? Oh, they're coloring books. There's a whole set of coloring books that look like they're featuring the images and artwork from the motion picture. Yeah, we've got the Enterprise refit, but not the 1701A. It's just the 1701 refit. That is really cool. Every book promises far out fun, a blast of activities, and a launch into fun, and Planet Ensol's Dilemma, and futuristic fun. Wow, that is really neat. And they were all 59 cents at the time that they were released. Come aboard ship. The Enterprise has beamed down on you, bringing fun and challenging pencil activities plus pictures to color. That is worded very strangely. Come aboard ship. The Enterprise has beamed down on you. Whoever the copywriter was at the coloring book company, Marigold Press, I strongly suspect they were told to come up with some copy for these books and did not watch a lot of Star Trek. Oh, okay. And for me as a retro computing nerd, it's pretty cool that those came in a plastic baggie labeled IBM, which presumably dates back to the 70s as well. That's awesome. Okay, what else we got here? We've got a whole set of 3-hole punched Star Trek fact sheets, which I kind of remember from when I was a kid too. I think I might have gotten these at a school book fair maybe. Yeah, each one features a different character or episode or movie. That's great. Very cool. And what else we got here? We've got some other printed material. This looks to be maybe a poster. It's kind of folded up awkwardly. I'm going to try to unfold it without tearing it. It really feels like crumbly, dried out paper. Alright. Never before offered on this planet. It's the official fact and photo cards. So it's the promotional flyer for the 3-hole punch cards that we just saw a moment ago. That's really neat. They are a complete set, I guess. And then another promotional piece to highlight, looks like the 3-hole punch, the fact sheets. And then an offer of 12 ships of Star Trek coasters if you send in your registration card, I guess. And then we've got another greeting card from the 1970s. Yeah, 1976. This one says, I'm sending you something from outer space. And it's got the original series Enterprise in incredibly low resolution. Just the way it was designed to be seen. And like the other greeting cards, this one's wrapped in very crusty cellophane. So this may have been cellophane wrapped in 1976 and then never looked at again, which is really interesting. Somebody, I guess the original collector of this stuff maybe, knew even as far back as 1976 that Star Trek was going to matter to people long into the future, and took the care to hand shrink wrap these collectibles. That's really cool. I totally get it. I love that. Alright, what else we got here? There's still so much stuff in this box. We've got stamps. There's a wax paper container of stamps. Oh, it's a sheet of Star Wars stamps from 2007. That's pretty cool. I might reach out to the guy that I bought all this stuff from and ask him if he wants those back, since he had opted to keep his uncle's Star Wars memorabilia, and I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. So, yeah, I'm going to set those aside. Let's see. Oh, no way. We've got scratchers. We've got a whole 5-pack of 30th anniversary lottery scratcher tickets. Wow. And they were never scratched. Any one of these could have been a winner. And we'll never know, because I'm probably not going to scratch them either. And I kind of suspect, yeah, you have to claim all prizes no later than 180 days after the announced end of the game date, which we've missed by 25 years. So I guess I'll just have to retire never knowing if I would have been a millionaire off of these scratchers. Let's see. We've got more stuff folded into the bottom of the box. Okay, we've got an instant sticker collection featuring Star Trek personalities and characters, it looks like. Yeah, we've got Kirk, Picard, Riker and Troy, Data and Geordi, Worf, and a couple different shots of the Enterprise D. That's really cool. And like everything else, it's still sealed, still shrink wrapped. We've got, another one of the 1976 Captain Kirk greeting cards that turns into a papercraft standee. That's pretty cool. And again, hand cellophane wrapped. Somebody knew that this would be useful or interesting to somebody many years down the road. We've got, oh cool, we've got the coasters. Whoever this person was, they took them up on the offer of the free coaster set, because we've got at least 2 of them right now. We've got the Defiant and the Enterprise 1701D. That's cool. I wonder if there's other coasters tucked in the bottom of the box. I would be surprised if there wasn't. This person seems to have been pretty focused on completing their sets. Let's see. We've got another, looks like a fan magazine maybe? Or no, it's kind of crumpled up, but it's a catalog of more collectible items. I don't want to tear it. It feels kind of crunchy. It's very brittle old paper. But yeah, it's another collectibles catalog. I'm going to set this under some heavy books later and try to flatten it back out again. And we've got 25 years of Star Trek, the 25th anniversary special magazine. Oh, that's great. That is so cool. Look at that. Man, that's beautiful. As we flip through it, we've got all the goodies dating back to 1990. Star Trek comics and articles, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. This looks awesome. Very cool. Very cool. And then we've got Starlog, the Science Fiction Universe magazine, special 100th issue with crusty stuff hanging off of it. There we go. And this looks like it dates back to 1985. So one of the older items in the pile so far. And this is awesome. Oh yeah. Right off the bat, like literally inside the cover, the first thing in here is an advertisement for a commemorative plate featuring the crew and the Enterprise from the original series. And then just lots and lots of really cool sci-fi stuff from the mid-80s. That's great. Lovely. Okay, what else we got? We've got... Oh, it's so filthy. I want this to be nicer, but it's covered in cobwebs. Oh man, it's a pencil. It's a pencil with the USS Enterprise 1701D on it. I don't know if my camera's focusing on the pencil or my mug, but that's really cool. I had a pencil just like this when I was in middle school, but it had the original Enterprise on it, not the 1701D. But now, in my lifetime, I will have owned both, even if I don't have the old one anymore. Nice. Let's see, we've got more scratchers. 3 more scratchers that may or may not be worth millions of dollars, but we'll never know. We've got... Oh, it's one of the 3D sliding puzzles, but outside of its packaging. So I guess I can actually try doing the puzzle, which is not something I'm going to do because I'm terrible at sliding puzzles. And what do we got here? Oh, this might be the coolest thing in the whole pile. It was crunched up in the bottom of the box. It's an original Spock Lives bumper sticker. Holy crap, that is so cool. That is so cool. These date back to the era when Spock had died, I guess. I mean, I think there were 2 different periods when these bumper stickers were popular, because they were popular when the original series got canceled, if I'm not mistaken, and people were slapping these on their bumpers to show their support for the show. And then, of course, again, when the Wrath of Khan debuted and Spock met his honorable but untimely end in the warp chamber, Spock Lives stickers were pretty popular after that as well. Man, that is so cool. It's going to take a lot of willpower not to slap this on the back of my car. see. We've got, oh yeah, more of the coasters. As I kind of suspected, we've got more of the set of coasters. What do we got here? We've got the original Enterprise and the Voyager. Nice. They make a lovely pair to go with the 1701D and Defiant that we had previously. We've got a very sparkly Christmas ornament that has nothing that I can tell to do with Star Trek, but it kind of looks like it could have been a prop on the original series, so it fits in spiritually, aesthetically. We've got a collectible souvenir Star Trek Adventure spoon. I guess for people who collect teeny tiny spoons, that would be of particular interest. Cool. I don't know anything about collecting spoons, but yeah, what do you know? It's a teeny tiny Star Trek spoon. Cool. And now we're getting down to the very end of this pile. We've got a Jose Cuervo plastic shot glass that does not appear to have a whole lot to do with Star Trek, so I'm just going to kind of ignore that. And there's a whole bunch of cups in the bottom of this box. We've got Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan on a coffee cup. Really cool. I love that it's got like film strip look all the way around. That's great. Really cool. And gross. Super, super filthy. We've got a different mug in the same style featuring Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Beautiful. We've got another mug featuring, as you may have guessed, another Star Trek movie. In this case, Star Trek III, the Search for Spock, of course. Nice. Hopefully the camera's catching that. Another mug. This one is also super, super filthy, but it features Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. I know Star Trek V doesn't get a ton of love. It's not a great movie, but I will always love Star Trek V for the I need my pain scene. It was a really great scene in an otherwise kind of meh movie. We've got a mug for Star Trek, what is this? Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, or as my dad always called it, the one with the whales. And then last thing in the box, I think, is the mug to go with Star Trek the motion picture, which looks great. Really nice colors. Even though these mugs are super faded, this one's held up well with that iconic multicolored poster. So that's really cool. And with that, there's a couple of miscellaneous papers in the bottom. These look just like product tags that fell off of one or the other of these things. And that is it. So thank you for going on this kind of insane journey with me. I'm going to switch to the other camera here. So as you can see, this turned out to be a pretty crazy trove of Star Trek memorabilia and collectibles, and I wish I could have known the person that they belonged to originally, but all I can do now is make sure that they continue to have a loving home for another 50 years. Thanks for watching.